Secrets of Silverpine Academy, narrated by Olga Baciu. Author Liubimciki and Olga Baciu. I'm Olga. This book was written with the help of GPT-4. Chapter 2, Whispers in the Woods. The Silverpine Academy annual camping trip was meant to be a bonding experience, a way for students to connect with nature and each other away from the confines of classrooms and structured schedules. Ethan had always enjoyed these excursions, the freedom they offered. It was a time he could explore the woods, an environment he found strangely comforting despite, or perhaps because of, its wild unpredictability. As dusk fell, the students gathered around the campfire, their faces aglow with the flickering light, casting long shadows into the encroaching darkness of the woods. The air was crisp, filled with the scent of pine and the occasional crackle of the fire. Ethan found himself seated next to Lily, who seemed unusually attuned to the sounds of the forest, her eyes reflecting the firelight as she listened to the subtle rustling of leaves. "Beautiful, isn't it?" Ethan remarked, following her gaze into the dark woods. Lily turned to him, a slight smile playing on her lips. "It's more than beautiful. It's alive. Can't you feel it? The forest has a rhythm, like a heartbeat." Ethan was about to respond when a sudden shout disrupted their conversation. One of the younger students had wandered too far into the woods, and now the laughter and chatter around the fire turned into concerned murmurs and calls for calm. Without thinking, Ethan stood up. "I'll go get him," he declared, already moving towards the woods. "I'll come with you," Lily said, rising to join him. There was no room for argument in her tone, only certainty. They ventured into the woods, guided by the faint moonlight that filtered through the branches. The forest was a different world at night. Shadows seemed to shift, and the familiar paths appeared foreign under the silver light. The further they went, the more Ethan appreciated Lily's presence. Her calmness made the eerie woods seem less daunting. Then it happened. A root, hidden by the dark, caught Ethan's foot, sending him tumbling forward. Time slowed as he began to fall, a reflex now so ingrained he barely thought about it. The world paused, everything suspended in a silent, motionless tableau. Lily, who had been a step behind him, watched in astonishment as the leaves around Ethan hung motionless in the air and the sounds of the forest ceased. Time was literally frozen, and she stood within the stillness, untouched and free to move. "Ethan," she whispered, stepping closer. "What did you do?" Ethan righted himself, the motion seeming out of sync with the frozen world around them. I can stop time," he confessed, his voice a mixture of pride and fear. "I've always been able to, but I don't know how or why." Lily reached out, touching his arm. "It's okay," she said, her voice calm. "It's amazing. You're amazing." With a hesitant nod, Ethan let the world flow again, the sounds of the forest resuming as if nothing had happened. They found the young student a few minutes later, scared but unharmed, and led him back to the camp. As they walked, Lily took a deep breath, reaching out to the essence of the forest around them. "Let me show you something too," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Closing her eyes, she extended her senses, and the forest responded. The path ahead lit up with a soft, natural glow, the plants and trees guiding their way back. Ethan watched in awe as the forest seemed to clear a path for them, every step easier than the last. "This is what I can do," Lily shared, a gentle strength in her voice. "I can talk to them, the trees, the plants. They listen to me." As they emerged from the woods, the campfire in the distance welcoming them back, Ethan realized that this night had changed everything. They had shared their secrets, and in doing so had discovered a mutual understanding, a bond forged in the quiet whispers of the woods. Their powers were different, yet they were linked by a deeper connection to the world around them, a connection that was only just beginning to reveal its depths. As they approached the flickering warmth of the campfire, the chatter and laughter of their classmates washed over them, grounding them back into the reality of their school life. Yet something fundamental had shifted between them, a secret thread woven into the fabric of their friendship. They rejoined the group, their absence barely noted amid the excitement of the students' safe return. Ethan and Lily exchanged glances, a silent agreement passing between them to keep tonight's discoveries between themselves for now. As the night wore on, they participated in the campfire songs and stories, but their thoughts lingered on the evening's revelations. Later, as the embers of the fire died down and students began drifting off to their tents, Ethan found himself lying awake, staring at the canvas above him. The fabric rustled softly with each gentle breeze, a soothing but insufficient balm for his racing mind. Lily's abilities, his own powers, the unspoken bond that now linked them. He turned these thoughts over, trying to piece together their significance. Beside him, in the girls' area, Lily lay equally awake. The night had been revealing, not just for what she had shown Ethan, but for how natural it felt to share her secret with him. It was a connection she hadn't expected, one that filled her with a new sense of possibility about her abilities and her place at Silverpine. The next morning, the camp was alive with the noisy bustle of packing and the recounting of the previous night's scare and adventures. As they broke camp, Ethan helped Lily fold up the tents, their actions easy and coordinated, a silent dance of mutual understanding. "Last night was," Ethan began, trailing off as he met Lily's gaze. "Yeah, it was," she agreed, smiling softly. "It feels like we should do something with this, doesn't it? With what we can do?" Ethan nodded. "I think we need to explore it more, figure out the limits, the implications. Maybe there's a reason we ended up at Silverpine together." Lily's agreement was instant, her nod decisive. "I'd like that. And maybe," she hesitated, "maybe we can help others. If there are more like us, they might be feeling just as lost and alone as we did." Their conversation was cut short by the call to gather for the return hike. As they lined up with the other students, Ethan felt a resolve firming within him. There was a path unfolding ahead of them, fraught with unknowns, but also brimming with potential. He glanced at Lily, her presence a reassuring constant by his side, and felt an unspoken pledge strengthen between them. They would explore their powers together, guard each other's secrets, and perhaps, in time, uncover the deeper mysteries of Silverpine Academy. For now, though, they had a hike to complete, classmates to mingle with, and the normalcy of school life to return to. But beneath the surface, under the layers of routine and expected roles, Ethan and Lily had stepped into a new chapter of their lives, one that promised as much mystery and adventure as the whispering woods that surrounded them.